In the next few minutes, I shall walk you through a surgical video of Presbyon laser blended vision, which is one of the most reliable laser procedure for presbyopia by Carl Zeiss. I am a consultant to Carl Zeiss India. Presbyopia is a physiological progressive loss of accommodation affecting individuals in their middle age regardless of any underlying refractive error, causing difficulty in sharply focusing for near vision. Many different concepts have been tried to correct presbyopia. 1. You could do monovision, correcting one eye for distance and the other eye for the near. Second, multifocal laser refractive procedures used in some machines. Third, increasing the depth of focus, or you can opt for combined approach. Presbyon laser blended vision combines micromonovision and increased depth of focus, which is a flap based laser platform combined with CRS Master software system provided by the company. This procedure can be conducted by MEL 80 or MEL 90 laser platforms from Carl Zeiss. We can increase the depth of focus by creating controlled spherical aberration in both eyes. Here in Presbyon, we make the dominant eye emmetropic and the non-dominant eye myopic by 1.5 diopters, along with creating a spherical aberration in both eyes. The blend zone is a zone where the images of dominant and non-dominant eye meet and binocularity retains. So why we opt for micromonovision? Because it is very easy to adapt as it is close to the natural visual system, as opposed to the multifocality where the brain has difficulty in processing both images from distant and near in the same eye and takes longer to adapt. Who are the patients who are fit for Presbyon? Any person in the presbyopic age, starting from as early as 36 years to as high as 70 years of age. In myopia, we can correct up to 8 diopters, hyperopia up to 5.75 diopters, astigmatism up to 3 diopters. Needless to say that the patient should be ruled out for any cataract and posterior segment pathology. Now, coming to the treatment per se, starting with preoperative evaluations. Regardless of the patient being myopic or hyperopic, a cycloplegic refraction has to be taken up. Dominant eye and micromonovision testing has to be done by the surgeon himself. The treatment planning is then done with the CRS Master software and then the data is transferred to the machine. Now let me take you through the different steps in the Presbyon procedure. I start with taking a thorough history and chat with the patient, trying to know what exactly is his or her expectation from the procedure. A thorough examination, including a detailed torchlight examination to rule out any squint, and slit lamp evaluation to look for anter-segment pathology. First, reconfirm the refraction. And now this is how we check for the dominant eye, asking the patient to look through a small aperture using both hands and focusing at a distant object. Then the patient is asked to move the hand close to the eye, keeping the object in focus. The eye against which the hand closes in is the dominant eye. This is immediately followed by a micromonovision testing where non-dominant eye is made myopic by 1.5 diopters. Then the patient is asked to read at near and far distance, keeping both eyes open. If the patient is comfortable doing this without any cross blurring, then this patient is a good candidate for presbyon. Next, we do the routine testing with the Atlas topographer and the Visante anti-segment OCT. This data is then transferred onto the CRS master and stored. On the day of the surgery, the data from the CRS master is transferred onto the Visumax femtosecond system for a flap creation and the MEL80 examiner system for the presbyon using a flash drive. The importance of cycloplegic refraction and dilated fundus examination cannot be overemphasized. The do's and do nots have to be explained to the patient in detail by the surgeon himself. After confirming the patient parameters, the treatment cone is attached to the slot. The draping and speculum placement has to be perfectly done to avoid any unexpected hiccups. The right eye is taken up first. A thorough wash is given over the ocular surface. Keep the cornea moist and conjunctiva dry. The table is then moved towards the femtosecond cone. Keep speaking with the patient and instruct him to look at the green blinking light. Once the applanation is complete, the suction is applied. This is followed by the femtosecond treatment to create a flap. After the flap creation, the table is rotated towards the examiner system to continue with the treatment. Now the dissection is done to raise the flap. After confirming the patient parameters again on the examiner machine, the treatment is started. Once the treatment is done, the flap is reposited back, washed and ironed. The table is then moved back to the femtosecond machine to treat the left eye. The treatment now is no difference from the right eye. You can see the happiness in the patient's face after a successful and smooth treatment procedure. In the post-operative period, antibiotic steroid and a lubricating is given to be applied 4 times a day for 10 days. On the first post-op day, ask the patient to read distance on a Snellen chart. Near letter at 33 cm and intermediate at around 100 cm, keeping both the eyes open. Patient read 6.6 for the distance and N6 for the near vision. Here is a follow-up graph of our 300 patients at 2 years. As you can see, all our patients maintain good distance and near vision at the end of 2 years. None of our patients needed an enhancement procedure. Usually, when a monovision treatment is done, where the non-dominant eye is made myopic by 1.5 diopters, the distance vision is compromised to about 636 or worse. But because a spherical aberration is induced in presbyon, we saw in our case series that most of our patients maintain 618 or better in the non-dominant eye. These are our results. Achieved spherical equivalent correction was within minus 0.50 diopter in 92% of the patient and within minus 1 diopter in 100% of the eyes at 1 year. Monocular uncorrected distance visual acuity was 2020 in at least 70% of the patient, 2032 at least 98% of the patients. Binocularly, 80% read 6.6 at least and 100% read 6/9. Binocular uncorrected near visual acuity was N8 in 3% and N6 in 97% of the patients. All the patients had a satisfactory intermediate vision N6. Binocular distance vision subjectively was better than uniocular distance vision in significant number of people. A higher number of patients read 6.6 binocularly, around 80%, than when we checked through a dominant eye alone, that is 70%. Majority patients maintain good functional stereo acuity, no loss of contrast sensitivity. The speciality of presbyon is that it is not pupil dependent. A wide range of refractive error can be tackled. A good near and intermediate vision is achieved and no significant night vision problems of glare and halos were noted. Contrast sensitivity is not altered. Presbyon is at present the best and safest presbyopic treatment available till date. Will keep your patients happy and in turn keep you happy. Thank you.